in the room. The elephant is the GOAT. We're going to play on the animal theme here. The elephant in the room is whether or not Tom Brady's final game with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be his next one, which, of course, now that we are in the playoffs, every game, win or go home. And so this is a massive storyline going forward. I want to open this conversation this week by asking the two of you, being our Bucs insiders, being in the locker room, being able to be around the team and get a feel for what's going on in the locker room. Is the feeling in the locker room at all? I know that everyone's focused on the game. I get that. But that this is it for Tom Brady and the Bucs, that this is it for Tom Brady and his career. What is the general sense just overall with the Bucs right now as to whether or not this is Tom Brady's farewell for the Tampa Bay area?
I don't think so.
You were there with Mike Evans yesterday,
Yeah.
who commented on it. He said, no matter what, I've enjoyed my time. I don't think he's looking beyond this game.
No,
Evans,
I don't think anybody is.
he wants to maximize his opportunity in his own way that he knows comes from Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure it's on everyone's minds long term, and I don't think that he's given an indication to his teammates which way he's going. I think he plays football next year, and I don't think the Bucs are out of the running, as everyone seems to think they are.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
However, there's a lot that goes along with it because Brady knows that the sunset's coming, and I think he wants to win Super Bowls if he can. He's not just going to go anywhere to a situation. I know he's been linked to the Raiders. I give the Bucs better odds of the Super Bowl next year than the Raiders. I mean, why would you go into a situation that's almost a rebuild? Now, the Bucs are going to have some awkward exits after this season, and that could impact his decision to come back and play next year. But that's on Jason Light, the GM. That's where they are in the salary cap crunch. And Brady would play a role in the salary cap as well if he decides to come back. So there's a lot of factors.
Isn't that exactly perhaps the reason for the exit? Is the salary? Has this salary cap window that the Buccaneers have enjoyed by being able to fit so much talent underneath that ceiling? Is that chapter now coming to an end? Has Tom Brady looked at this roster and said, look, I don't think that we're going to be able to bring back as much talent next year, and maybe that's why he would entertain going to a team like the Raiders, Karen? I
think when you're talking about all the factors into why he would stay or why he would go if he continues to play football, are all of those things. Like, you want to be set up for success, and the people around you are part of that. Coaches, players, who's going to be back. So, yes, all of that is. But I'm not ready to move on past the mentality of people in the locker room. I don't think anybody is saying this is going to be Brady's final game, because then the player's mentality, you're conceding that you're already losing. Nobody in the locker room is thinking this is their last game. Nobody. Like, they're like, we're winning. Because if you're saying, man, I better cherish this, this could be Brady's, then you're bringing a losing mindset. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right, yep.
So, like, I don't think anybody in the locker room is saying, man, I better cherish this. This might be my last game with Tom Brady.
But you are
because
both,
that means you're ending your, like.
Yeah.
But you're both in agreement you see him playing football next season.
Yeah.
I do, yes.
What if he wins the Super Bowl?
No way. Done.
That's it. So you
well, that's what I said last week. Yeah.
Right.
I was like, if that's the asterisk, if you will, if you're talking about, I think that if he wins the Super Bowl with the Bucs, I think it's a tougher decision.
Right.
And I see him more so leaning 70-30, leaning towards retiring. My gosh, maybe even more than that, 80-20.
The Super Bowl would make him, would fit into his life big picture a little bit easier. I mean, we all know what he's gone through in the past several months. Massive life change. And he hasn't really had time to sit and process that and see what he's going to be like moving forward as a dad, where he wants to live. He's got the Fox gig lined up, so he has work in the fall, but not that he needs work, by the way. But
right.
He's got a lot of things on his plate moving forward in his life that football will fit in there somehow, but it's going to be lesser of a role each time. Each year it's getting lesser and lesser, and he's confronted with a lot this offseason. So that's going to play into his football decision as well. But if he wins the Super Bowl, definitely I think he's out.